motherfucking door. And nigga, I don't give a fuck if she don't believe in Jesus. She gon' believe in this pimpin'. Nigga, it's 5 a.m. You can bet on two things. Barry's getting his motherfucking cash, and Barry's got his foot in somebody's motherfucking ass. I got the same routine every morning. I shave the back of both my hands and soak them bitches in milk and honey for prime slap a bitch ability. I get up and I lace up 2 hard bottom size 14 doses of Act Right for a bitch. I wear 11 rings, one in every color, and these bitches about to taste the rainbow out in this motherfucker. The streets call me Santa Claus around this bitch. I'm out here handing out backhands and blessings. My hair is slicked, my clothes are crisp, I'm dressed so sharp I just might cut a bitch. Square ass niggas looking for their wife in the morning. Nigga, it's 5 a.m. She out here getting this pimpin'. Rise and shine, fuck nigga. Wipe the sleep out your eyes. We gets it in early around this motherfucker. Now the streets may change, but the tenacity of this motherfucking pimpin' always gonna stay the same. Nigga, it's 5 a.m. While the rest of the world sleeps and snores, I got these hoes dressed, fresh, and out the motherfucking door. And nigga, I don't give a fuck if she don't believe in Jesus. She gon' believe in this pimpin'. Nigga, it's 5 a.m. You can bet on two things. Barry's getting his motherfucking cash, and Barry's got his foot in somebody's motherfucking ass. I got the same routine every morning. I shave the back of both my hands and soak them bitches in milk and honey for prime slap a bitch ability. I get up and I lace up 2 hard bottom size 14 doses of Act Right for a bitch. I wear 11 rings, one in every color, and these bitches about to taste the rainbow out in this motherfucker. The streets call me Santa Claus around this bitch. I'm out here handing out backhands and blessings. My hair is slicked, my clothes are crisp, I'm dressed so sharp I just might cut a bitch. Square ass niggas looking for their wife in the morning. Nigga, it's 5 a.m. She out here getting this pimpin'. Rise and shine, fuck nigga. Wipe the sleep out your eyes. We gets it in early around this motherfucker.
Turn me up, GQ. Turn me up, GQ. Oklahoma. Yo, Sunday fun day, huh?
Sunday fun day, huh? Yeah, man. You already know what it is, man. I should have on 10 watches, man. So far ahead of my time. You know? Carlos, man, get on over here to YouTube. Come on through, man. I'm gonna hang out here a few minutes. Post up with y'all, but I gotta come over here and hang out with my YouTubers. Yeah, no. It's front and back, seesaw and 3-wheeling. We gon' ride down the Compton, park up, we all chillin'. We'll talk about it. There we go. There we go. I'm tired over here in this piece, man. Big shit expensive. Yeah. Honey C, how you doing, love? You getting to it today? Xenia. Falcones. I don't know if I said that right, but come on over to YouTube. Actress Rosetta. You guys got to come on down to the YouTube channel. The link is pinned in the comments right at the bottom. Pedro. You already know, man. Come on down here. We're going to get into it. Getting into it today. Yes, sir. Time for the script. It's a new day and a new time. Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 3:30. We're stumbling 4-5. What it do? What it do? Yeah. This what we're gonna talk that talk, George. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube right now. You know YouTube be hating, man. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, we're gonna play right past them. Pedro, of course. Log in when you get in, man. It's happening. Live and direct. You understand? Live and direct. We're getting into it today, man. With Stumbling 4-5 says, been getting my body back on the schedule. Starting to get back up at 6-ish. I'm at 8 now, but I'm getting there. I get you, bro. It's tough sometimes, you know what I mean? Life happens. Life happens. Brian Harper, the king. The king in the building, B. Hopper. What's up with you, brother? Glad you made it, man. I'm glad you made it. A little hydration going on over here. Just a bit of hydration. Let's get it. News. Let's see what we got going.
Let's see. 4:59.
That was inappropriate. It's not 4:59. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, we pop locking today. 3:41. I'm gonna give y'all about another 4 minutes or something to slide on in here before we do what we does. Yeah. It's another good day. All this raining and going on. It's not just raining. It's not just raining out the sky. For some of us, it's raining in our lives. We're gonna talk about it. See if we can stop that rain from becoming pores. B said he good. Just got done helping the kid with the homework. Sweet. Wood Stumbling 4-5 says spent the hour in the gym lifting, getting ready for my first track meet of the season next weekend. Man, that's good stuff. I remember, I believe last week, man, that was a part of your weekly goals, man, that you wanted to make the school track team. So it sounds like you made it happen, man. Congratulations, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for sharing. Erica, yes, it is pouring, Erica. It is pouring. Erica, I'm going to need you to get on over here to YouTube, please, and thank you. Come on over to YouTube. Get going with us. I'm just tinkering around on this Instagram because something going on with my streaming platform. But we're going to play around that. We are going to play around that. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm going to be talking some shit today, man. I'm going to be talking that talk, George. You already know, man. When you see me in pink, you see the two things going on. One, I'm going to be talking a whole lot of hardcore shit. And the other case you'll catch me wearing pink is when I'm not lifting a finger. You understand? I'm not lifting a finger. In this case, I'm not. In this case, I'm going to be talking that talk. I'm going to be talking that talk today. Yeah, no. Uh-huh. All right, y'all got about 2 more minutes to get jerking up in here. And we popping off with it. We are popping off. You understand me? Mm-hmm. What's up, though? How y'all feeling out there? King Harper. What's the word, man? What is the word? Yes, sir. Oh, absolutely, man. Let's get them likes in. Definitely. Let's get them likes. Let's get them likes coming in as quickly as we do. All right. Let's get those likes coming in as quickly as we spill in here. You heard me? All right, we're done slow poking with the Instagrammers. This is the YouTube family, and we're gonna get pop locking, man. Let's get it.
Greetings to you and yours. We want to welcome you to The Script. The Script. A place where you can learn how to get your game tight, but most importantly, get your mind right. Listen to Blaze as he lays out the map for you, helping you avoid the traps and the pitfalls of the everyday weenie. Giving the fellas a playbook on how to plan your next moves. And giving the ladies some secrets that the men don't want you to use. And now that you heard from me, Barry Page, I want you to put the motherfucking hands together for the godfather of this motherfucker. Your doctor and or proctor. Give it up for Bad Boy Blaze.
You already know what it is, Bad Boy Blaze.
See, talk about Bad Boy Blaze. Shout out to myself. OOBLZ at Instagram. 00.
Yeah. We're getting right to it. Fellas, let's get this background out of here. We got to get we'll get right to it. Ladies and gents, whores and pimps, it's time to get pop locking. This is where you come to get it raw and uncut. I mean, everything straight up and down like a push-up. You hear me? Fellas, we are under attack. We're under attack, fellas. Our women are disrespectful at an all-time high. At an all-time high, our women are being disrespectful. Yes, they are. They've been disrespectful at an all-time high. How do we combat this? How do we deal with this, fellas? Do we hit them with the sweet nothings? Do we be patient? Do we talk all nice and sensitive to them? Fuck no. We leave that up to the nice guys, and we know what happens with the nice guys, fellas. We know what happens. Yes. We've heard it all before. We've experienced it. We've felt it. We've experienced it. We've felt it. Welcome to the script. This is the place where the dialogue is open. We're going to talk about the things that men really care about, and women need to know. We got to get to it. We want them to know how we think, right? We want the ladies to know how we think. We got to stop being pussies, boys. Some of us be sugarcoating, putting up with shenanigans, sweeping under the rug. Where does that get us? Where does that get us? Are we getting results doing these things? Are you guys getting results sugarcoating how you really feel when it comes to your woman? Are we? Are they really respecting what we go through and what we deal with as men? Or are they still running around talking about equality? B. Harper said it precisely. We want them to understand the bottom line. And the problem with that is, fellas, is women are not programmed to understand the bottom line, to even know that that's the main objective. The main objective is to get to the bottom line. They're always itemizing things as if that makes a difference. My man does this. He doesn't do that. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, if you don't make it across the finish line, that is the bottom line. We don't give a shit that you got something to complain about him. Fellas, we don't give a shit if you got a complaint about her. As long as you are a team, the bottom line is to win. The bottom line is to win. By any means necessary, win. But they don't seem to get that. They don't seem to understand that the bottom line is to win. You got these women out here talking about they don't need a man. Some of them don't even want a man, much less need a man. I did a poll. I did a poll on my Instagram. I did a poll on my Facebook, asking the question, do women want or do they need men? Do they want or do they need men? And you guys would be surprised to hear some of these answers. I most certainly was. I most certainly was. I'm going to take an opportunity in a second here to read some of these answers to you guys. And let's see who all relates to this shit. I'm just going to call it what it is. And most of it was shit. I did have a couple of good answers because I don't speak in absolutes. Everything is not black and white. There are some gray areas. King Harper says, I keep it 1,000 with my lady and tell her she can only accept it or reject it. That's all on her. I don't control your feelings. You do, and I control, you do you, and I control mine. I'm only doing this for us, not them. I agree. So all she can do is accept it or reject it. And I'm going to tell you something else, King Harper. You got to really stand on that, which I'm sure you do. You have to really stand on it, because the minute you lighten up, the minute you soften up, she's going to piss on you. The minute you soften up, she's going to piss on you, okay? Don't allow it to happen. Don't allow it to happen. New Nobody says, Blaze, what does winning look like? Well, winning varies with each team. Some teams are strictly overcoming poverty. So once they reach a certain financial goal, that's considered a win for them. There's some couples who don't have money issues at all, and they simply struggle with communication and aligning, being on the same page at the same time with their partner. It is all that they require, and that's winning for that couple. So winning is much like success, and how we define success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Has nothing to do with how much money you make, how much money you can obtain. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So if your ideal is to be a school teacher, we all know school teachers don't make $1 million a year. But if you dreamed as a man, as a woman, as a boy, as a little girl, to be a school teacher, and you studied and went to school and you became a school teacher, and you're a great school teacher, and you love what you do, you are successful. I don't care what you make. You are successful. That is success. You're a winner. So winning is solely based on the desires of the people playing the game. So winning looks different to everybody. Winning looks different to everybody. No, nobody said that's not what I wanted to hear, that it varies for each couple based on that couple's values. Oh, that's what I wanted to hear. Yes, absolutely. Every couple has different values. And whatever your values are, if you succeed at those values, you're a winner. You are a winner. You're a winner. Okay. While you telling stories, my lady and a teacher doing her thing, helping mold these bright minds. Yes. Yeah, that's dope. And if that's what she wanted to be, if that's what she dreamed of becoming, and that she is doing that predetermined thing, then your lady is a success. I love school teachers personally. I love women, period. We're just gonna start with that. But I love a woman basking in her femininity. So some women, some women think that because they're a waitress, she doesn't make enough. She's not enough. Not enough to who? That's certainly not what that means to me. I love a woman who's really enjoying what she does and who she is. There's not enough of that going on. These new women, these modern women, these modern women following behind Cardi B. These Meg Thee Stallions. That's not reality. Our women are caught up in delusion. These new women are very much delusional. And if you don't believe me, try this out right here. I'm going to give you guys an example. Okay? The woman that you believe in, that you want to share with, you want to be a part of, test this theory out. Ladies, Ladies, let's just think for a second. In some imaginary world, okay? Some imaginary world. I'm going to say imaginary world because this doesn't typically happen. But ladies, I want you to follow us for a second. In some imaginary world, you would do this wonderful thing. You do this wonderful thing for us. And when I say us, I mean you and us, man and woman, because it works for both of us. In some imaginary world, you shut the fuck up. Okay? You just shut the fuck up. I want you to think about that for a second. And I want you to think about your man, ladies. And fellas, if you have to talk to your woman and you want to share this with her, ask her directly, sweetie, honey, boo-boo, whatever you call her. Say, sweetie, in some imaginary world, if you were to just shut the fuck up and let me lead, okay? Let me quarterback this team. Whether you agree, disagree, have indifference, whatever. What would that look like? If you were to let your man lead, would you be better off? Would you be the same as you currently are? Or would you be better? Would you be better? Okay? And when you ask her this question, if she says that listening to you guys would be worse off, you know right then and there you guys are not to be together. Leave her immediately and get back to yourself because you got work to do, or leave her immediately because she's selfish and a moron. Either way it goes, you have no use for that woman. If she says that you guys would be the same, I challenge her on that. Because you guys got where you are by her not allowing you to lead, by her not listening to you. So by listening to you, how could we be the same? Doesn't make sense. Okay? If she says, you know what, honey? Hearing you put it like that, you may be correct, honey. I think we would be better. Now, if she says that you guys would be better, at that moment, we're speaking in an imaginary world. Remember, we're completely out of imaginary land now. Now we're back in real life. We're back in reality. And the reality is yesterday is gone, completely gone. It's done. Today, we're living in today. Today is the present. It's now. We're living today now. But tomorrow, on the other hand, tomorrow we have complete control of. Tomorrow we have choices. We can make choices today that affect our tomorrow. We can make choices today that will affect our tomorrow. So you look that woman dead in the eye and you ask her, honey, what are we going to do moving forward? I know what we did in the past. I know what happened yesterday, but what are we going to do moving forward? What are we going to do moving forward? That'll tell you a lot about your situation. No, nobody says it depends. If I made a mistake and chose a fool, it could be a problem. If she married a fool or had a baby with a fool, I have to move differently. Of course, if you made a mistake, it is just that, a mistake. Correct that mistake and move forward. Doesn't have to be a problem. If you're walking down the street and you trip over a sidewalk, that's not a problem. It's an accident. It's a mistake. You spilt your drink on an innocent walker buyer. You're not a problem. The person is not a problem. That was a mistake. You accidentally did that. No worries. Correct yourself. Pay more attention. Work on your balance. Or don't walk or drink at the same time. Whatever. It can be fixed. Now, if she married a fool, if you happen to be the fool, you don't have to be the fool forever. You don't have to be the fool forever. Make the correction. Now, if she had a baby with a fool, then you're the fool for getting with this woman who had a baby with a fool. Either way it goes. Either way it goes. There's something to be done. You don't have to just swallow it. You don't have to swallow it. The kind of guys that just swallow whatever, the kind of guys that just deal with whatever, that's how their lives are. They live like whatever. They live, their lives are in shambles. And you know what we call guys like that, right? They emit this odor and we smell it. All the real men smell it. All the wolves smell it. You know what it smells like?
Man, hey Zilla, you smell something, man?
Definitely smell something out
You
here.
smell something, Stab? I smell pussy.
Exactly. That's what it smells like. That's what it smells like. We gotta be diligent. We gotta be purposeful with our movements. We have to be purposeful with our movements. Okay, fellas? We got to be purposeful with our movements. We have to be no nonsense. We have to be shenanigan free. You don't have to be perfect. Just purposeful. Move with intentions. Relate with intentions. Love with intentions. And if those intentions aren't lining up with your ideology, then there needs to be something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Do you have the balls to do it? After you ask that woman what you guys should do moving forward, when she acknowledges that if she had shut up, that things would be better. Do you have the balls and or galls to do what's necessary after that? When a woman says, if she had shut up, that you guys would be better off, and you ask her, okay, so what are we going to do moving forward? If she says anything other than follow your lead, do you have the balls to shake her? Do you have the balls to do what is necessary? Do you? Ben Frank, what up with you, Brody? Welcome to the script. Welcome to the script. This is where it's going down. All right. We gotta be on it, fellas. We gotta be on it. I'm gonna let y'all gather your thoughts and we're gonna get it together coming forward. We're gonna dive into it. I'm gonna read some posts and comments strictly from the ladies. I'm gonna read some of these things. And I want y'all to tell me what you guys think.
That was for Lap Dance.
Yeah.
But only $1 per cigarette.
That's another show. This is the script.
Oh, this is the script.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the script. That's another show there. You know?
But script.
Hi guys, we just finished watching Blaze's new show, The Script. He's the most sexy, hilarious, funny, and handsome guy. So please support him and watch the show. And don't forget, shout out to myself.
Nothing about that. I'm from LA. I ain't been up in there. I ain't been up in there. But I'm the epitome of fly, man.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. God.
See, Bad Boy Blaze. Shout out to myself. OOBLZ at Instagram.
Shout out to myself.
Yo.
Still on my grind, my nigga, business as usual. They say that life is a myth, well, my bitch is beautiful. I keep a couple of chicks, but that's not unusual. I get my bucks out of bitch, nothing unusual. I mean, I'm talking that shit that mostly a Jew. But that's that currency language, I speak it fluid, bro. How many spanks on the last name faces with Mr. on the front? All you rap cats basic, let's face it. I'm on a list of non-replacements, that blaze shit. I aim for the top, never complacent, that J shit.
Yeah. Barry Beige. What up with you, bro? Uncle Todd. What y'all finna do? You know what I mean? King Harper says, yeah, I'm a dip if shit ain't right. Let me tell you something, King Harper. And I know you got to know by being one of those kind of guys. First of all, I don't know if you've always been that guy, but if you haven't, then you know what I'm talking about. It takes a certain level of energy. It takes a certain level of gumption to be able to make those calls, man. It gets tough sometimes, but you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it, man. You have to be able to get up out of there. If you realize that you're dealing with an idiot, you realize you're dealing with an idiot, you have to have the balls to get up out of there. We're done here. We're done here. I hear women say all sorts of crazy shit. I don't need a man. A man is not necessary. Blah, blah, blah. What kind of woman doesn't need a man? What kind of woman openly says, I don't need a man? What kind of woman says that? You know what I mean? A delusional woman. One that's going to grow old and greasy by herself with a house full of cats. Or maybe she think her money is going to save her. Maybe she got a good job. Maybe she got some savings. Maybe Pops left her something. But she's forgetting the one thing. She wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a man. Women are always talking about how they want to be equal. Well, get your asses out there on the front line. When it comes to the war, get your ass out there on the front line and line up with the men who are protecting this country and you live in. Get out there with them and see how many women jump up and put their boots on and walk out the house. Tell a woman to put her sneakers on and get her ass outside and work for one of these cement companies and start paving our streets. Tell her to get her funky ass up and climb on top of one of these skyscrapers and build the buildings in which we build to better our society and our economy. Tell her to do it. Tell her to sign up with some of these iron workers and get out there and walk that plank daily, risking her life. Tell her to do it. And let's see what she says. Let's see what she says. We know what she's going to say. She's going to run her goddamn mouth. Because that's what they're good for, running their goddamn mouths. That's what they're good for. And putting us down. You know? I mean, women don't even support women. If you think I'm lying, they outnumber us. We all know they outnumber us. Why don't they make as much money as us? Why are those WNBA stadiums empty? Why are they empty? Why are broads not supporting other broads? Why? You guys are so together. You guys are so different, so much better than us. Why don't women support women? Why? I'll tell you why. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. Generally speaking. Now there are good women out there. And some of you guys have been fortunate enough to capture some of these good women. Barry Bay says WNBA tickets are $5 for floor seats. You'd think the floor would be full. It's not. It's not. It's not. Women don't support women. They hate on each other. They tell each other the most bullshitted stories in the world. And then other women support this bullshit. Other women support this bullshit. Yeah, girl, that's right. You tell them. I read an online post this morning. Of course, it was from a woman. It says, I'm seeking meaningful and genuine connections. Of course you are. You're 40 fucking years old. What else are you searching for? A Milton Bradley game? You're 40 fucking years old. What do you mean you're seeking meaningful and genuine connections? You should have been seeking meaningful and genuine connections. You would have never made it past 25 without a ring on your finger. You would have never made it past 25 without a ring on your finger. Doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. These are not good women. Good women are taken. Good women are wrapped and wiped up. Good women are preparing meals for their husband and children right now. That's what good women are doing right now. That's what good women are doing right now. They're being wives to their husbands. Not these internet bros. If they don't knock it off, knock it off. Doesn't work like that. Tired of these women out here talking about, I love me. Nobody gives a fuck about what you think about you. Nobody. You're not picking yourself. Who's choosing you? No, nobody said that's not true. Not all good women are taken. I believe that there is exceptions to every rule, but generally speaking, all good women are taken. Show me a good woman that's not. Do you know of a 2015 Mercedes, top of the line, with no miles on it? Why not? It's a perfectly good car. It's a perfectly good car. Why do you not see a 2015 top of the line Mercedes with no miles on it? You know, because it's a good car. It's desirable. It's desirable. I don't give a shit if the owner of the lot couldn't sell it. He'd drive it himself. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? King Harper says, only ass shaking every weekend, train running, posting for OnlyFans now. I agree. I agree. These ass shakers. That's all we're dealing with. These ass shakers. They're running around posting pictures of their ass, of their tits. And they want to be treated like respectable women. You're not a respectable woman. You're online posting ass and tits. You're a whore. I don't have a problem with whores. I love whores. Fair exchange is no robbery. What I have a problem with is women claiming to be women when they're actually whores. There's nothing worse than a woman who's a bitch and claims she hates to be called a bitch. Now, I would have a problem if I knew a woman, and I know a couple of women, and I mean women, not tits and ass, women. Blaze, how are you? How have you been? Are you hungry? Did you eat yet? Women. If someone ever disrespects a woman, I'd be the first to stand up. But we got a problem with you bitches who hate to be called bitches. It is what it is. If you're a woman, clearly this isn't for you. Women have to, how you carry yourself is how you represent, how you represent yourself is how we should address you. Listen to this guy right here.
As much as I love women, sometimes I get tired of you fucking bitches. Cause a nigga turn on Instagram and Facebook and this all a nigga see, fucking bitch. All you fucking bitches got to be booted over, shaking your motherfucking ass. And if you ain't shaking your ass, you got your motherfucking shorts or panties jugged up in your cotton meat, fucking bitch. So this all you got to offer, fucking bitch? This all you worth? And got the nerve to wonder why all a nigga wanna do is fuck a nigga shooting your dick pics all in your DM, fucking bitch. I damn near give anything just to see a post of a sister celebrating an educational or business achievement, reading a book, fuck, dissecting a frog, fucking bitch. 75% of y'all are just pussy, titties, and ass, fucking bitch. I don't see one Coretta Scott King, one Betty Shabazz, one Angela Davis. Shit, right now I even settle for Florida Evans, fucking bitch.
You're goddamn right. Where's Florida at? Is she married? Because if not, Blaze is looking, sweetie. Me and some other real man out here who appreciates a real woman. I'll take her ass. That's how sad it is out here. That's how sad it is out here. Noon nobody says there are a lot of narcissistic people who are chosen too. I get it. I'm not disagreeing there. There are a lot of narcissistic people who are being chosen. I get it. I get it. But we have to treat them like we meet them. Have to treat them like we meet them. All right. Love is the strongest, most powerful emotion that human beings possess. Love is the most strongest and powerful emotion that human beings possess. And what are we doing? We are running from the most powerful emotion that we possess. Our women are running from it, trading love for money. B. King said, these women are out here chasing money. That's the world we live in today. A woman cares more about her money than she do love, than she do a man. And if you think I'm joking, fellas, how many of you guys done had raw sex with a woman? Raw sex. Put your raw penis in a woman. That was no problem. But then you turned around and asked her for some cash at some point here or there, or asked her to put her credit on the line for something. Then what response did you get? Oh, not my credit. Not your credit. You share your most sacred body part. You put credit or money over your most sacred body part. Who am I really dealing with? Who are you? Who sent you? This is the world we're living in today. This is what we're dealing with today. This is the modern woman. She'll have a baby. She'll let you impregnate her. She won't let you penetrate her finances, though. But you know what I say, fellas? You guys feel free to use this as well. This is what I say to a woman who I think thinks like that. Imagine if we're out in the jungle, in the wild. We're out in the wild here. Just me and you and the other animals out here. Do you think a woman would give a shit how you talk to her? If you were out in the jungle, if you were her lifeline? Do you think she would care then? Do you think she would stop and say, oh my God, Brian, you're talking too crazy? If you told her, hey, baby, go get them goddamn leaves over there, pick up some twigs, meet me back here by the fire, I'm going to cook some food for us, and hurry the fuck up because we ain't got all day. Do you think she would stop and say, I can't believe you're talking to me like this, Brian. I can't believe it. No. She'd get her ass over there, get that wood, gather those leaves, and meet you at the fire spot. That's what she would do. And she'd shut the fuck up without you having to tell her to shut the fuck up. That's what she would do. That's what she would do because she needs that protection. You're right. But what our women don't realize is this is a dog-eat-dog world. This is the jungle. It's surrounded by nice buildings that men built, by the way. It's surrounded by bright lights. But don't let these shiny colors and bright lights fool you. We are still in the wild. We are still in the jungle. We are still in survival mode. We're still in survival mode. And some of them, they just won't survive. They're going to be 40, 50 years old, negotiating with some guy. She can't stand certain things about him, but she's going to be a negotiator. Bargaining with a man she hasn't spent or known for most of her life. No, nobody says, I would want my dude to get it himself instead of asking me to be his ATM. I want to see if he could get it. I want to observe you hunt if you are to lead my household. You want to see him go get it instead of asking you to be his ATM. Why would he have to ask you? If you have it and he doesn't, why would he have to ask you? Again, if we were in the wild, okay, and you had some chicken in your purse. You had big old chicken, a turkey in your purse. Would you say, before I share this chicken, before I give you a piece of my turkey, I want to see if you can hunt on your own? Would you say it then? I don't think so. Because he'd punch you in the chin and take that chicken and you'd starve out there with your black eye and your broken jaw. That's how it would work. That's how it would work. If he asked to borrow money, if he's your man, why would he? Oh, let me read this so you guys can get context here. She says that I just said that if he asked to borrow money. I get it. If you're his woman, why would he have to ask to borrow money from you? Why would he have to ask to borrow money? This is your man. Why don't you make sure he has whatever he needs that you can provide for sure? Because I can assure you right now, there's more men online right now than women. And if any of you men want to speak up and say that I'm wrong, I'm going to listen to it. But I can assure you right now that every man on here is willing and looking forward to taking care of his woman. Every man here would do it, hands down, no questions asked. He would take care of his woman. That's what we want to do. Naturally, every man. If it was up to us, if we made the money, if we had the position, if we had the title and the background, every man here will take care of a woman. That's what we do by nature. And if we don't do it, it's because we can't. No man not wants to take care of a woman. No man not wants to pay your car note. But when he has to think about his house or bills, and then your car note pops up, you know, life and bullshit. We got to make choices. But every man here would take care of every need a woman has. And we would do it willingly. Willingly. It is only women that say, well, this is my money. I went to school for this. I went to work for this. This is my money. I earned this money. And if you want money, you should go out and get your own. Imagine if men told women that. You know, this is our world. We built these roads that you're driving on. We built these buildings in which you are working in. You can't work here. You can't drive this highway to get to work. No, no, no. You got to build your own road, sweetie. No, no, no. And all the freedoms that you are offered in this country, those are men, historically, who fought on the front lines. Those are men who paved the way. Those are men. What happens if we say that? What happens? It is women the only ones that get a man and they want to negotiate. Well, I have to see if, you know, I'm going to have to test you out. You know, can I see your money getting ability, skills, and blah, blah, blah. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's a crock of shit. No, nobody says more than 50% of marriages end in divorce, and women are the ones who end up in poverty. So women during the dating period have to vet their man. First of all, I'm going to say this. Of those 50%, and it's actually 51%, of those 51% of marriages that end in divorce, it is women. It is women who are leaving these marriages. It is women who are opting for divorce because they are so shallow. They are thinking, I'm not happy. I'm just not happy here. I can do better. I'm going to get a divorce. There's nothing in your vow that says you have to be happy. It says for richer or poor, sickness and health, till death do us part. None of that says happiness. You've done a good job in the first place, you would already accomplish happiness. You have to make yourself happy. But women do not put anything or anybody before them. They put themselves first with everything, generally speaking. When you're in a marriage and you have a family, you've been working and building and you have kids, that's not enough for you to stay in a situation? Why are women leaving these marriages? Those kids, the future of your kids, their education, their well-being, their mental health is not, they don't even care about the mental health of their children. You've lived a life already. You've chosen a man. You've chosen a life. It didn't go accordingly. And now guess what? I don't have to take this. I'm going to leave. Of course you are. Don't be ridiculous. You're the weaker sex. It is what it is. Women are the weaker sex. It's facts. Facts. You can't compete with a man. They have 30% more muscle mass for a reason. What do you mean you have to see my hunting skills? Why don't we stand back to back or side to side and hunt? We'll see who eats first. Why don't we do it? Why don't we do it? Let's see what happens. Why don't we line up at the same line? Start at the same time and hunt for food. Let's see who eats then. Let's see who ends up in poverty then. Okay. Nobody says, usually women stay in the marriage for the kids, then divorce when the kids are grown and out of the house. No argument with me there, except for the fact that women don't usually. We talked about 51% of marriages end up in divorce. And in most of those cases, it is women who leave the relationship. It is women who leave the relationship. And if they stay there for 10 years or until the kid is 18, it is strictly a strategy play for them. Ray says, the problem is these fellas treat these broads just like women, and these hoes get used to it being a woman, something they are not. Yeah. You can't treat a bitch like a woman. Those are two separate species. I agree, Ray. Absolutely. That is a huge problem. That is a huge problem. Women put themselves first, even after divorce, says Barry Beige, putting the kids around a new ain't shit boyfriend. Exactly. Happens more oftentimes than not. That's why I tell my young fellas, stay away from single mothers. Stay away. Why would you want to deal with somebody else's problems? Especially if you're not going to get the credit or respect for it. Why do it? Why do it? Why do it? Doesn't make sense. Both sex do it. Both sex does what? We are different. We are different. Men and women are different. I've talked to women that says there's no difference between a man and a woman. We're humans. We're all humans. Shut up. Get your human ass on the front line then. Get your human ass out and change that tire in the middle of the night when we catch a flat. Women are always talking about sexism and the difference and double standards, and they don't believe in them. They don't believe in them when they don't favor them. That's the only time they don't believe in double standards, is when they don't favor them. You guys require special attention. You do. You all require special attention. Attention that a man doesn't need and often doesn't get. No, nobody says responding to putting ourselves first. We are all fucked up. I do believe that we all have shitty ways, but it's disproportionate. Largely, women are quitters. They're runners. They're always looking for the next big thing. They're always looking for the next big thing, the next newest thing. This guy's going to be better. Why? Are you better? Why would he be better? They never want to take accountability for their actions, always putting it on you or somebody else. It is always someone else's fault. Always. It's never any accountability on the part of a woman. They rarely do it. They rarely do it. Why? Why? You know? It's you know, it's crazy. They never seek accountability. But we're going to talk about it. Moving forward here on the script.
We got a statement from our partner Big Meats.
We love to spend our money. Can't take none of this shit with us. None. Ain't no armored trucks pulling up at no funeral.
Yeah.
Shining like money. Shining like money.
You shining, you better get it, man.
Shining like money. Shining like money.
If you ain't got it, you better follow, man. Yeah, that's what's up. Look.
Shining like money.
You want some money? Let's get it.
Shining like money. Shining like money. Shining like money.
I'm hungry. I just washed my hands, they clean. Just finished the plate. And I want some more, know what I mean? Money, machines, rubber bands, triple B's, man. With stack stash, still counting money in my hand. If you can plan, I make money. I'm spending made money, man. I spend $1,000 a week, partner fucking with the weed, man. I keep thousands. I'm trying to win before I sin for it. I'll sin on a funky cock bitch to come through with it. That chicken scratch and kid me. You must be just bullshit. I'm adapting on the whole. Your cocksucker say I'm pimping. Can we trade some game with it? Transactions I ain't missing. Hey, motherfucker, listen. This the business. Just pay attention. Bear witness. Me and my homies, we like the ball. You run up in the spot and throw dollars and watch them fall. It's hot daddy ball, daddy, yo, I got my foot on it. A 26 is ride bumpy when a nigga doing 100. You know something, nigga, we shine like money, and we draped and dripped out with a pocket full of hundreds. The Maserati parked outside, I ain't lying. That's some shit that the white folks only buy. We shining like money, niggas.
Shining like money. Shining like money. Shining like money. Shining like money.
Shining like money. No, nobody says, I don't think this is a man versus woman bullshit. I understand people are broken and have human experiences and make mistakes based on them. I don't know. That's pretty vague. But I will say this, you know, for the women who think that men and women are equal. How many men's shelters are there out there? If men and women are equal, if everything is all, I've seen countless amount of women's shelters, abused women. How many men out here have been abused? How many of us? You know what I mean? How many of us? What do they do? Zero support for a man. Absolutely zero. But there's women's groups, there's women's support. There's the Ukrainian woman, Elia Williams or something, accused these guys of raping her, sexually trafficking her, sexually grooming her. Okay? Totally false. Totally false. How many, I want you guys to tell me this. How many women are we seeing in uproar behind this? How many? How many women are in uproar, are pissed off behind this? I don't see a group of women saying, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, give her the electric chair. She's full of shit, because there's a lot of women out here who's dealt with sexual crimes. There's a lot of women who've been sexually abused. And this woman here is going to fake and cry wolf. How many women are outraged by this? I don't see very many standing up. I don't see an organization of women saying, wait a minute. This is not helping our cause. As a matter of fact, this is going against our cause. I don't see it. I don't see it. But men and women are equal, right? I don't see it. Not at all. How many women out here talking about, well, girl, he only makes this amount of money. I don't want to settle. I don't want to settle. First of all, you're not settling at all. You get what you deserve. Period. You get what you deserve. Period. That's how it works. Don't need nobody says, yes, I told you most women end up in poverty. And I know a whole lot of men being abused. Yeah. Never started with the premise of man and women are equal. Well, this, if it doesn't pertain to you, it doesn't pertain to you. I totally get it. But that's what we're dealing with today with the modern woman. Today's women are on this whole equality kick. They are on this whole equality kick. That's what they're on. Equality. Why would you want to be equal to a man? I don't ever want to be equal to a woman. I don't ever want to be that feminine. Well, I could be as feminine as a woman. It's great. Not for me. Whatever you're good at, you can have it, sweetie. I thank you and I appreciate you and I love you for what you bring and what you provide solely. I love, I appreciate, I respect you for what you bring to the dynamic. Relationships are give and take. Give and take. Living Good 247 says the problem is too many women are dependent on a woman instead of working for themselves. Too many women are dependent on a woman instead of working for themselves. You have to elaborate a little bit on that. But yeah, women, the last, we don't have enough positive women role models. Women are not being honest with each other in the way that men do. Men have no problem telling a guy, hey man, you have a good wife, you have a good woman. You get home to that good woman, man. I'm gonna go bullshit with my buddies and hit the strip club and do whatever fucking around we do. I'm gonna go do that. But you get your ass home with that good woman you got. That's what you do. Men don't have a problem saying that. Women, on the other hand, women are so full of shit. They advise women with the most, just bullshit advice. Living Good 247 says, I meant too many men are dependent on a woman. What do you mean dependent on a woman? Who else should we depend on? That is our equal. That's our opposite. Not our equal, but that is our equal opposite. A man should depend on a woman like a woman should depend on a man, but for different things, for different reasons. If me and my woman was in a situation, we ended up in another country and they said, you know what, Blaze, we don't have anything for you, but send that beautiful woman over here. We'll pay her for her services. We'll hire her. We'll work with her, but you, we don't know. And she starts to work for these people, and then she comes back and says, well, honey, I worked all day for this. You've got to get your own. That's the kind of bullshit we're dealing with. Living Good 247 says to borrow money, he should be the provider, right? He should be the provider. Let me ask you something, Living Good 247. If we were out in the jungle, would you be talking that same bullshit? Would you be saying, I'm gonna go hunt me down some rabbit and find me some deer and elk? Why don't you go and get your own? I'm gonna get my own deer and elk. Why don't you feed yourself? Would you be saying that if we were out in the jungle? Would you be posing these silly questions? He should be the provider, right? You should get your ass out there on the front line and fight. You should get your ass to the top of these skyscrapers and build these buildings and pave these roads that we're driving and working in. We built the building that you go work in to make money, and we have to talk to you about borrowing money. That's the world we living in. Your man has to borrow from you. No woman ever has to borrow from a real man. If I got it, you got it. Simple as that. And I mean all of it. All of it. We all heard the story in cases where the lawyer husband has married a doctor wife. They split up. The husband ends up marrying the waitress around the corner from his house at the coffee shop. He doesn't give a shit about how much money she's making or not making. All he cares is that she is a woman. All he cares is that that's a woman who remembers his order in the morning, who knows how he likes his eggs. And he's going to take care of that woman the rest of her life. As long as he is able, he will do everything in his power to make sure that that woman is okay. Without a question. Without a single question. Borrow? If one of my buddies ever told me, bro, I'm tired of my girl borrowing money from me. My girl wants to borrow money to start some venture she wants to do. She's borrowing money. We'd all simultaneously, men that is, we'd all look at him and say, you pussy, what do you mean borrow? She needs to borrow money. That's your woman. Take care of her. If she wants to do some knitting, if she wants to sew clothes, if she wants to do anything within her means that doesn't hurt the household, do it for her. Because that's what a man does. That's who we are. That's who we are. Barry Bay says, let World War III kick off. You'll never see another feminist again. I agree. I agree. I agree. No, nobody says my life is about black men. I literally work with black men who are homeless. Work with black men who are homeless, abused, have mental health problems. Just advocate for one last night ex-cons, trained black males, that's for Barry Beige. Yeah. You are one in a million, sweetie. You are far few and in between. Most women would refuse to believe what you just stated. And it sounds like that was stated from facts, experience. Most women would dispute your accounts. No, man, it's been abused, blah, blah, blah. That's how they get down. That's how they get down. So I like to say to these women and the men, we got to be raw and uncut with them. We got to tell them, fuck that and fuck you. If that's how you think and that's how you treat us, we got to be able to tell them. We got to pick up our balls and treat them like we meet them. We have to do it. If not for you, think about the next man. Think about the next man. We're under attack, fellas. We are under attack by our own women. Look at the terminology they use. What does he think? I'm his personal ATM? When back in the days, pre-1960s, all men did was take care of women. We'd go to work. We'd come home. We'd fix and do work around the house. We'd do it all. And a woman had nothing to say. Nothing to say. There's too many good men out here who don't have women because these women are delusional. I know several good men myself. Several good men. I mean, these men want nothing to do but to love, nurture, and take care of a woman. That's all they want to do. Some of them, they want to do it to a fault. I got some buddies, I'm like, bro, I get it, but you got to slow down a bit. I don't think she's deserving of that. I don't think it would be reciprocated if the shoe was on the other foot. And we're seeing that today with our women having these new positions, these new jobs. They're making more money than ever. Women are free, freer than they've ever been in the history of mankind, but yet divorce rate is at an all-time high. The ability to marry is at an all-time low. Women are getting married at a 20 to 25% rate these days. That's 1 in 4 of every woman is getting married today, when it used to be at 80%. Pre-70s, pre-60s. Marriage was at an 80% high. Now it is as low as it has ever been. Women are not getting married. They're not basking in womanhood. They're not doing it. The disrespect is real. The willingness to leave someone fucking up the program, says Barry Beige. Let a man lose his job. His wife will be fucking the neighbor in 30 seconds flat. I agree. I agree. Totally. Women have no self-respect these days. They all value the mighty dollar, the world's smallest violin. That's what they value, the world's smallest violin. No, nobody says, but according to your premise, ain't no good women over 40. Didn't say I was perfect. I'm shy, introverted, and avoidant. That's why I ain't married. And I'm free spirit. That's why I say nuance. I don't know. There are no good women over 40 that aren't married or taken. Nobody cares that you think you're a good woman. Life has to say that you're a good woman. There are no poor scientists. Scientist is a smart guy. Somebody's paying him for that knowledge. If you're a good woman, then you will be rewarded for being a good woman. You will be rewarded for being a good woman. So you're telling me you're this good woman, but you haven't been rewarded? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Moving minds. Afternoon to you, brother. Welcome to the script. Yeah, I don't know that there's a good woman. Women, fuck it. I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say it, fellas, because we gotta give it to them, man. We gotta give it to them for real. Women after 25 years of age, you guys are expired. Okay? After 25 years of age, a woman is on the decline. You're expired. That's not to say that there aren't some canned goods. I'd crack open a can of beans today just because the date said December of 2022. There are canned goods that you can crack open and get right to it. So I agree that happens. She says, yes, I've been rewarded. Yes, I have been rewarded. Who said being chosen is the ultimate reward? Well, isn't that what we're here for? To choose or be chosen? Isn't that what man is here for? Isn't that what a woman was put here for? Are you religious by any chance? Do you follow the Bible? The Bible says a woman is to help a man. And if you don't believe in that, what do you believe in? Talk to me. She says, that is a sad thinking if you think that. And I don't believe that about myself. That's a negative thinking about women. What's a negative thinking about women? Moving mindset, we're trying to get chose. You better believe it. As a man, how I show that I'm a good man, that I'm a good provider, you can see by my lifestyle. You can see by my family, the fruits of my labor. You can look into my garden and see healthy trees with healthy fruits. No. Women don't expire after 40. Women expire after 25, sweetie. So I'm probably worse than you think. Women expire after 25. Ebony, welcome to the script. They do. Inspiration says, as a young OG, I appreciate the real talk because it's people like you with similar experiences to me as an everyday being that actually can apply to my life. Yeah. It's sad out here, man. It's tough. It's tough when a man wants to be a man and that's not enough. What kind of world do we live in where a man wants to be a man and that's not enough? We got women saying, well, I'm not his personal ATM. Do you think a man looked up and said, Ebony says, I'm here with my expired 37-year-old ass. Ebony, you are a canned good, okay? Canned goods are okay to eat after the date. They still provide nutrition and can possibly be delicious still. There are exceptions to every rule. Always. But generally speaking, that's how it works. Women are expired. And a lot of times there's circumstances, that warrant these situations. So I get it. Some women didn't have a chance. Some of them grew up in terrible circumstances. Some of them didn't have proper guidance. And that's the reason for this show. That's the reason for this talk. I'm not here to attack or poke or push women. I want women to know. So when a man says, shut the fuck up, it's not that he wants to be angry or be physical with you. He says that he wants you to get the shock value. He wants you to understand the shock value in which he is speaking in, because that sometimes is the only way to wake and snap people out of things. I think women need to hear what we think and how we feel. You know how many posts I read where women put some bullshit? I read a lot of these bullshit posts just to count how many brown nosers are posting on these women's timelines. If a woman put right now, I'm sick of these fuck niggas. They're not worth shit. They want me to cook and clean and want me to contribute some money. Fuck these guys. I guarantee you that there's a handful of guys that'll be like, yeah, you're right, sweetie. Come get with me. I got my own money. You won't have to do that with me. You won't have to let me borrow nothing. Come get with me, sweetie. Wipe that shit off your nose, partner. You're too deep up there. These are brown nosers. I read these posts just to see how many suckers are out there. How many of you lollipops are waiting to be licked? And the sad thing is this is the sad thing about it is if I isolated any of these men and talked to them one-on-one, you know what that man would tell me? He would talk to me straight up and down like a man. He would say, bro, I don't give a shit about her. Trying to get in those panties, man. I'm just saying what I got to say. And I get it. But you are hurting the cause. You are hurting the cause. All of you queen dudes. Yes, my queen, you shut the fuck up. You even got king broads. Hey, good afternoon, king. Shut the fuck up. My asshole is for shits and farts, not for you to be blowing smoke. Not for you to be blowing smoke. No, nobody says I stand on my values and my arguments, even if you think I'm expired. Well, you may be a canned good too. They're out there. You may be a canned good, but you have to live in reality. You have to live in reality. I can see an obvious difference between you and another woman here. The other woman says, hey, I'm here with my expired ass and, I'm just, that was very feminine. Hey, call me what you want, Blaze. I am almost 40 and, I hear you talking, and that is very feminine. And that's what we need in our women, to live in femininity, not to combat everything a man says. Not to go against us every chance they get. We don't want to hear that shit. We go out and deal with the world every day. And that's from a successful man to a non-successful man. As a matter of fact, the guys who are not where they want to be, I have more respect and empathy for those guys. I will put those guys over myself. I'm a somewhat successful man. I'm 6'6". I'm a handsome guy. I don't hold the average man to my standard. I wouldn't disrespect another man like that. You know what I mean? I understand that some of these guys are not 6 feet tall. Should he be treated any less than me? No, he shouldn't. A man should be judged on his heart, his character, who he is. Not how tall he is. Not because he has a full head of hair. Not because, he's physically fit. A man is judged on all of these things. Women always want things that are out of their range. Women want these men that are out of their pay grade. You want these men that are out of your pay grade, and 80-90% of women are all chasing the same group of men. They're all chasing the same group of men. How retarded is that? Since when did being a trash guy become a bad thing? Since when did a man working for UPS or having his moving company, since when did that become that's just basic? Since when did that take place? When did that take place? The average man of color makes between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. Why do all these women talk about they gotta have a six-figure man? Why are they talking about that they want the top 15% of men in the world? Are you the top 15% of women in the world? Why do y'all hold us to these crazy high standards, but won't hold yourself to these high standards? You know what women do when they pressed with reality? They say, yeah, maybe fat. I may be fat, but I'm beautiful. Sure, to somebody. I may be homely, but somebody will like me. Yeah, you're right. Somebody will. Somebody will. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will. But life and bullshit, you're going to be negotiating with some guy who feet stinks. But he has a job and he'll have half on the bills. You're going to be negotiating with some guy who drinks every night. But he's going to have half on the bills. No, nobody says that is not the majority of black families. That's Hollywood. Most black households make less than $55,000. That's what I said. I said the average man makes between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. That's it. $40,000 and $50,000 a year. So why do you guys feel like you deserve some six-figure guy? I agree with you there. There are lots of homely married women out there. You know why? Because we care. A homely woman is still a woman. And that's what men value. Men value a woman. I'd take a homely woman over a whoring woman any day. I'll take a homely woman over an OnlyFans woman any day. I have no problem with the OnlyFans women. I have no problem with whores. Fair exchange is no robbery. But I don't want her as a woman. I don't want her as a woman. She's not psychologically equipped to be a woman to a regular man when she lives that kind of a lifestyle. How does she go to work for several hours a day where men pay her to do promiscuous things, and then she comes home to a man and knows how to value, treat, and or respect me? Doesn't work. It doesn't work. We got to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be for real. And that's just not reality. That's not reality. I want to read some of these comments to y'all for some of these crazy posts I put. So a few weeks ago, I made the argument, do women hate women? And most women, a lot of women struggle with it. A lot of women struggle with their answers. Most women said no, not at all. Ebony says, seems like whores are winning. Please elaborate. What do you call winning? Because if you mean that somebody's always, on their timeline, then I guess they are winning. But they have no meaning or substantial relationships. Whoring doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I don't care how they make it look. And it's funny, that ties into, do women hate women? Because women lie. These women who see, for you to think that whores are winning, that's because they are really painting this picture. They're not being honest with you. They're not being honest with you. No, nobody says, Barry, I want to see what you look like. This expired potato salad with raisins. Want to see you. I control and be petty too. It's all entertainment, sweetie. Nobody's I am serious here, but all bullshit aside, we love you. I love you. Barry loves you. All the men, even the men that are agreeing with me here, we're agreeing out of love. After we get this off of our chest, we're all going to turn off our phones and computers and go back to loving someone or think about loving someone. That's what we are. That's what we are about. And we're still going to take care of some woman. It's our desire. That is our goal. Trill by Nature, welcome. I appreciate you. Ebony Brandon says, I had a few hot girl summers myself, but it seemed like men are into that type of woman that carry themselves like hoes. Well, the reason that that's going on is because there's not enough blazes out here to tell the truth, Ebony. There's not enough guys to tell the truth. We want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed. That's what a real man desires. That's what all men desire. Barry Bay says, I want that potato salad to end up on somebody's plate. I couldn't have said it better myself. I agree, Barry. That is the purpose of these conversations and engagements, is to get these canned goods out of the pantry. Get them out of the pantry and into one of these pots. Because we love you guys. We love you. I can't stress it enough. We love you. Okay, that's why we got to be real. Because if we got women out here like Ebony that say she's confused, she don't know whether to, it seemed like the whores are winning. She should be a whore. She should be a woman. Let's not mislead her. Let's not play any games with her. If the women won't be honest, I need all the men to be honest right here and let her know that being a woman is enough. Just being a woman is enough. Not a rich woman, not a shiny woman, not a woman with a BBL, not any of that. Just being a woman. Honey, how you doing? How are you? How was your day? I bought this special grease for your hair because it helps strengthen your roots. I picked up this lotion. Your skin is a bit dry. I picked up this lotion. I think it would do good for you, honey. Also, there's vitamins next to your breakfast. You're getting older. I want you to have vitamins, honey. Also, I'm going to start preparing vegetables with every meal because I want you to continue and maintain strength, honey. That's the kind of woman that deserves all praise. That's the kind of woman that this doctor is prescribing for any real man. That's the kind of woman. That's what we are about. That's what we desire. That's what we deserve. A good woman will always be okay. Trust me. Good woman will always be okay. And all she has to do is be a woman. That is it. That is all. Men, we are tired of fighting. We're tired of arguing. We're tired of it. We are sick of the shenanigans. We're sick of competing with your delusion. We're sick of it. So some of us may go, turn to whores, sluts, because at the end of the day, we are men. We want to get our rocks off. I know I do. Got to get our rocks off. We've got to do it. But we need our women to be women. And of course, a man needs to be a man. But let's be honest here. If we have any complaints about today's man, guess who raised today's man? Guess who raised us? You've guessed it. You, sweetie. You women are who raised today's man. You women are the ones who raised us. Yeah. Ebony says, I have one more heartbreak before turning back to these streets. No. That's like a man saying, if one more woman treats me wrong, I'm just going to be gay. No, you are already gay. And that's okay too, but live in your truth. There's nothing, there's no woman, there's no circumstance, there's no situation that's going to turn me into something that I am not. I am a man, 100% man. And if you don't know it, there's a woman who will. There's a woman who does. And that's where I'm going to spend my time at. That's where I'm going to spend my energy with. That woman, wherever she comes from. Another thing women don't pay attention to or they take for granted, you guys don't age the way we do. Women do not age the way a man does. A man could be 50 years old and just make his fortune. As a matter of fact, a man doesn't reach his financial peak until somewhere around those ages. After 40. That's the way it goes. Man can be 40 years old and meet the love of his life and live happily ever after. There's no such thing as a 50-year-old woman running into the man of her life, some young stud. She's going to live happily. If a 50-year-old woman runs into a young stud, guess what? She's going to be buying PlayStation games for the duration of their relationship. Period. She's going to be up with the latest Jordans because that's what that young punk is going to want. Period. After a certain age, women become negotiators. That's all it is to it. Snaptastic. What up with you, broski? Snaptastic, my brother. From Tree Talk, man. Any of y'all don't follow Snaps, man, y'all got to get over there and jive with him, man. That's a real cat. Put your Instagram in that Snap, man. They got to fool with you, man. You're a real live dude. But yeah, women. These women out here are saying stuff like, well, whatever. If you don't got a wife, I don't got a husband, whatever. No, it's not whatever. I'll go buy some pussy and I'm still a hero. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Buy some penis? You rather buy some penis than listen to one that you had already? There's a lot of men putting up with stuff from women that they don't realize or understand that we put up with. Because he won't use the F word with you, you think he's okay? And by F word, I mean fat. Okay? Still have respect for y'all. Still love y'all. Some words I'm just very careful about. I'll call you a funky bitch before I call you fat. But let's be real. That's what it is. That's what it is. Men are very visual beings. So you think I'm gonna be here looking at your round ass walking around, your out of shape ass walking around, and be okay? I'm supposed to be okay with that when I know that I'm a visual person? And not only am I supposed to be okay, but you don't give me any credit or respect for dealing with your greasy ass? It's unacceptable. Ladies, that is unacceptable. Just because we don't make noise, just because we don't cry and or complain, doesn't mean that everything is peaches and cream. Doesn't work like that. We deal with things, you deal with things, you know, let's stay in pocket. Let's stay in pocket. Okay? Let's stay in pocket. Yeah, man. I'm just, coming up, we're gonna be having I'm gonna be having the phone lines coming up in future shows. We're gonna do this Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 3:30, ladies and gentlemen. Every Wednesday, we're gonna be right here on YouTube. Every Wednesday at 3:30, we're gonna be here dropping it as if it was hot. We're gonna be dropping it. We're gonna get people on here, but I'm gonna bring whoever wants to come on. If you guys want to get on, if you want to have a discussion, if you want me to cover a particular topic, ladies, you are welcome to suggest it, because this is as much about you as it is about us. Ebony will be here responding for the ladies. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. If you want, Ebony, I can send you a link and I'll pull you up and you can visually be present here, or audio-wise, whatever you want to do, so we can have both perspectives. You ladies got something to say, inbox me, inbox her, whatever you want to do. Let's have the discussion. Noon Nobody, I greatly appreciate you and your feedback. This is not about agreeing or everything to be peaches and cream. As a matter of fact, the more we disagree, the more the conversation is needed. So I appreciate you and I respect your contribution to the show. This is what we need to have. We need to open up the dialogue. Ladies, we need to hear your complaints about a man. And fellas, I'm almost certain I know what ours are. But if I miss anything, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to remind me, because we are under attack out here. So that's how we need to approach this. We need to get our women back on track, because once we get our women back on track, we get our lives back on track. And once our lives get back on track, everything becomes better. Everything gets better. Our economy gets better. Our relation gets better. The dynamic between man and woman gets better. Yes, it does. It gets better. And that That's what we're here for. I'm gonna take a small break right here, man. I appreciate everybody who attended, and you guys hang on. It won't be long. If you get anything out of the show,
I take cash out, Venmo, Zelle, EBT, EBT. I take cash out.
That was for lap dance.
Yeah.
But only $1 for a cigarette.
That's another show. This is the script.
Oh, this is the script.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the script. That's another show there. You know?
But script.
Hi guys, we just finished watching Blaze's new show, The Script. He's the most sexy, hilarious, funny, and handsome guy. So please support him and watch the show. And don't forget, shout out to myself.
Nothing about that. I'm from LA. I ain't been up in there. I ain't been up in there. But I'm the epitome of fly, man.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. Hey, what's going on? My name is Blaze. Shout out to myself. God.
See, how about Bad Boy Blaze. Shout out to myself. OOBLZ at Instagram.
Shout out to myself.
Yo. Bad brother.
Still on my grind, my nigga, business as usual. They say that life is a myth, well, my bitch is beautiful. I keep a couple of chicks, but that's not unusual. I get my bucks out of bitch, nothing unusual. I mean, I'm talking that shit that mostly a Jew. But that's that currency language, I speak it fluent, bro. How many spanks on the last name faces with Mr. on the front? All you rap cats basic, let's face it. I'm on a list of non-replacements, that blaze shit. I aim for the top, never complacent, that J shit.
yeah. Yeah, man, we got to stay on top of it. Business as usual. JD, you already know, man. Business as usual. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it's about, man. We wanna, you know, we love our women. We just wanna be better. We want more appreciation. We want more respect. You know, yeah, we we want more respect, ladies. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to live in reality. We want y'all to be for real. Stop having these false arguments. Quit talking this bullshit, you know? I was online the other day and I read something where this woman was talking about how women, you know, don't get paid as much as men in sports and blah, blah, blah. And she was referring to the World Cup. Okay. And when it comes to sports, the women got paid when it came to the World Cup. They made $131 million was paid out to women. $131 million was paid out to women. And $6 billion was paid out to men. So she says, we only made $131 million. Men got $6 billion. Is it $6 billion? Yeah. $6 billion. It's paid out. Women only generated $30 million in revenues. $30 million is all they generated, and they got paid. I'm saying it backwards. I'm sorry. Women generated $131 million, but they got paid $30 million. My apologies. They were paid out $30 million. And she was complaining, well, we only got paid out $30 million when men made $400 million. There we are with that comparative thing again, as if there's no difference between a man and a woman. There's certainly a difference between a man and a woman. Not only are we 30% stronger, we actually support each other. Go to an NBA game right now. Go to a Laker game right now and watch that stadium, watch that gymnasium be packed, filled to capacity. On the other hand, floor seats for a WNBA game are $5. $5. So still, I was still with the woman. I'm listening to her. And I want to listen to this woman, but she made no sense at all. And this is the problem that we have with women. They want to argue about shit that they have no business or right to argue about in the first place. They just want to compare themselves to a man. Why, you may ask? Don't ask me. I have no idea why a woman would want to be compared to a man. Just like I wouldn't understand why a man would want to be compared to a woman. You know, if a man looked at me and said, you know, Blaze, this is some bullshit. Look at all the men raving and screaming for this woman. I didn't get that much attention. I'm going to look at this man and say, bro, do we got a problem here? Is there something else you want to tell me? Is there something else you want to express? There's no way that you should get the same treatment as a woman. That's a woman. Why would you get as much love as her? You know, but this woman is complaining. I'm trying to listen to her. And man got paid $400 million. Well, and he got $30 million. Well, I'll tell you what, sweetie. The Men's World Cup grossed $6 billion compared to your measly $131 million. $6 billion. You know how many millions are in a billion, ladies? I'll give you a second. Any woman knows how many millions are in a billion? Of course they don't. Don't be ridiculous. There's 1,000 millions in a billion. 1,000 millions in $1 billion. Men's World Cup generated $6 billion. How much did men make, do you ask? I'm going to tell you. 400 million. 400 million. Now, I just told you that there's 1,000 millions in a billion, and men only got paid out 400 million. Whereas women got 30 million of their 131 million. You do the math. Women were paid more by percentage, 13% more than men. Women got paid 20% of the total revenue generated by women. They got paid 20% of the total revenue generated, while men only got paid a measly 7%. 400 million is 7% of $6 billion. But you want to be equal to a man, huh? She couldn't even fathom or comprehend the complaint, her argument that she was making. She didn't even notice the contradiction. Her point was that women are not making enough. Her point was that women should be equal to men. Well, if women were equal to men, you wouldn't even got that $30 million. You would have got somewhere in the area of $11 million. You want to be equal to a man? Take this $11 million, whereas you were getting $30 million. Take this 11. You want to be equal to a man? Take this rifle and get out on the front line. You want to be equal to a man? Get out there and pave this concrete. Do it. Be my guest. And then and only then will I be okay hearing some of the shenanigans that I hear. Then and only then will I be okay hearing some of these shenanigans. I'm not okay with it. And this is why. Supporting my feelings with facts. If she does the same, I'll be okay with it. I will be okay with it. I will be okay. You'd better believe it. You had better believe it. So we got to really think about this. We got to really think about this, and what is it? You know, what is it that we really want, and how serious are we about achieving what we really desire? How serious are we? How much do we want these things that we think we want? Huh? How serious are we? I'd like to know. I would like to know. Me and the rest of the men in the world, we'd like to know. How serious are you about these shenanigans? Yeah, that's what I figured. They're not very serious. They're not very serious. Trail by Nature says yes, but we're talking equality. Equality. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of shenanigans. There's a bunch of shenanigans. Women are the freest they've ever been, but yet they are the most unhappy that they've ever been also. Be careful what you ask for. You've got to be careful what you ask for. Got to be careful. Stop talking all this talk. Stop making all these requests, especially when it doesn't make sense.
Bald head bitch killer. Bitch thought a nigga was gonna buy her home. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop doing it. JD says, you had better believe it. You had better believe it. T-shirts coming soon, man. You had better believe it. You know, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a picture of me on that T-shirt. You better believe it. You know what I mean? Fort Worth, Texas. In the building. No, nobody says, okay, I'm back. We didn't know you left. I said a bunch of good and positive things about you. It's all right. You rewind the show when it's over and get to it. Yeah, I'm glad you're back. We're glad you're here in the first place. There's a bunch of other people who really appreciate your attendance and your contribution to the show as well. We're really grateful because these are the conversations that need to be had. This is the dialogue that needs to take place. And I'm the guy to lead this charge. We're talking none other than Bad Boy Blaze, Double O BLZ, BLZ if you're cool. You know what I mean? We gotta stay in reality with our women. We gotta stay in reality ourselves, period. You know? I got a question for y'all. This is Noon E Nobody. Am I saying that right? Noon E Nobody. If I'm not, please correct me. You're like a regular here now. I'm very big on enunciation. But I have a question. And is Ebony still here too? I want the women feedback on this. Well, men, this is definitely to us. Does a woman body count matter to a man? I mean, as a man, I already know what I think and feel, and I'm almost certain that I can speak for the majority of us. But I want to know, do women know and understand how we feel about that particular subject? I dated a woman one time. I thought it was awesome. I thought she was awesome. She was a very beautiful, talented, smart woman. She had no idea who she was. She had no idea the power of her femininity. But she was a beautiful, smart, and intelligent woman nonetheless. But in the grand scheme of things, she was a complete idiot. Okay? Was very satisfied with her physical appearance. I had a lot of fun, a lot of great times with this woman. But she was a goddamn idiot. Had no idea what it was to be a woman to a man. Okay? Relationship carried on for a while. We ran into a wall, differences. I tried to explain to her that I don't give a shit about her education. I tried to explain to her that I don't give a shit about you holding 2 degrees. I don't give a shit about your degrees. I need a woman, not a piece of paper. Needless to say, my needs were not met. I had to move on. She felt like this was a push and pull. She didn't want to hear my point. She thought that whatever she thought, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, listen, if you think that your way is better, if you think that not listening to a man is okay. Mind you, this woman was after the expiration date. The expiration date is 25. So she's beyond her expiration date. She says, you know what? Perhaps I could do better. Blaze, I'm sick of this sexist attitude you have. You want me to cook and clean and tend to you. By golly, I'm an educated woman. By golly, I make money and damn good money. What she didn't realize is I didn't give 2 fucks about her education. And I could care even less about the money she made. It wasn't for me. She didn't go make this money and bring it to me and says, Blaze, you're so smart. You're so talented. You're so resilient. Would you take this money and better us? She didn't say that to me. Her money was her money. Didn't mean a thing to me. I don't give a shit if you're worth $10 million. If you're a $10 million man, that makes me gay. And gay I am not. Okay? Nothing wrong with you if you are. But that's your business, living your truth. I'm a heterosexual man. I don't give a shit about a manly woman. I could care less. Needless to say, we parted, went our different directions. I told her, hey, you think that that's cool? If you think it's okay that you have 2 degrees, see where it gets you. If you think it's okay that you make 6 figures, and that's enough, let's see where it gets you. Because the only man that'll pay attention to the fact that you make 6 figures is a chump. But, hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Go out and try it. She did. Time went by. I ran into her later. I had a great deal of love and respect for this woman. I did. you know? So when I ran into her again, or when I got an anonymous text message or a phone call, or I seen her online, it wasn't all bad for me. I didn't have any hard feelings. I spoke to her again. It didn't take long for feelings to slightly rekindle, and I thought, well, hopefully she figured out by this time that she was wrong, obviously. If she was right, she would not have been eligible for me anymore. Game would have been over. Of course it wasn't. Of course it wasn't. So now that I have to deal with this woman again. I'm dealing with that woman again at this particular time. And for some reason, she thinks or thought that I'm just supposed to be A-okay, because when we split, all she did was add more penises to her roster. I already met you at an expired age. We bump heads, you go a different direction, you come back, you've added more penises. You've added more mileage to that putty. And I'm supposed to be excited about this? I'm supposed to be excited that you left the home and went out and played with some other meat, and then you finally come back and after realization, obviously, whether she said it or not, and and talking about this, she should have gave me that respect. She should have came back and said, you know what? Maybe you're right. But she didn't even give me that respect, and that's my fault. As a man, I should have expected and or demanded her to come clean to me. I did not. I was the nice guy. Hear me out, fellas. The nice guy. Oh, she gets it. She understands. See, I told her before, and she said, blah, blah, blah. But now she sees it. She's back. Boy, was I wrong. She added these penises to her roster, and I'm supposed to just be A-okay. No, I'm not. I could deal if there's gratitude, if there's remorse, if there's, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You were right. I should have stuck with you, Blaze. I should have stuck it out. You loved me. You cared. You told me hard truths that I didn't want to hear, but they were truths. You think I would have been met with that, but I was not. It's met with extra penises. Now I have to deal with the same woman who I had that was previously expired, but now not only is she still expired, she added more mileage. This poor whore. That's how I should have dealt with her. This poor whore. Not only is her value lower, but now her leverage is gone. Israel says, that is correct. That is correct. Her mileage is her value is lower and her leverage is gone. That's the way I should have treated this. Can't believe it. I should have talked to her in that manner. But no. It's nice guy Blaze. This is before bad boy Blaze. This is nice guy Blaze. So it's okay. She understands. She gets it. She understands. She believes me now. She knows that I am the truth. Yeah, right. You wouldn't believe the way she continued to conduct herself with me. You wouldn't believe that she would continue to take my love for granted. That poor whore. Do I need to tell you where that poor whore is today? Yes, you guessed it. Still single. Still not wifed. Still no children. That is how it goes. That is how it goes. That is how it goes. What on earth was she thinking? I'll tell you what she was thinking.
As much as I love women, sometimes I get tired of you fucking bitches. Cause a nigga turn on Instagram and Facebook and this all a nigga see, fucking bitch. All you fucking bitches got to be booted over, shaking your motherfucking ass. And if you ain't shaking your ass, you got your motherfucking shorts or panties jugged up in your cotton meat, fucking bitch. So this all you got to offer, fucking bitch? This all you worth? And got the nerve to wonder why all a nigga wanna do is fuck? A nigga shooting your dick pics all in your DM, fucking bitch. I damn near give anything just to see a post of a sister celebrating an educational or business achievement, reading a book, fuck, dissecting a frog, fucking bitch. 75% of y'all are just pussy, titties, and ass, fucking bitch. I don't see one Coretta Scott King, one Betty Shabazz, one Angela Davis. Shit, right now I even settle for Florida Evans, fucking bitch.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. There we go. That is what we're dealing with. That is what we are dealing with. Gotta be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. Anybody says because she's not being honest with herself. Go find a dude that don't mind her body count and match her values. She wasn't being realistic about who she is. Men marry whores. I'm going to try to read that again. Because she's not being honest with herself. I got that part. Go find a dude that don't mind her body count. There's no such thing as a dude who doesn't mind her body count. But I hear you for all intended purposes. She wasn't being realistic about who she is. Men marry whores. Correction. Suckers marry whores. Men marry women. Men marry women. Suckers marry whores. That is the truth. So do you guys think, ladies, and I want you to comment on this too, do you believe that your body count matters to a man? Do you believe that your body count matters to a man? And men, I want you to respond too. Let me know. Does a woman's body count matter to you? This woman says men marry whores. Fellas, talk to me. Are we marrying whores out here? Canyon Lake full of swinger families, their diverse lifestyle out shit. Well, that's a totally different lifestyle. If you're talking about, if she's a swinger and wants to be a swinger, then she most certainly, had the wrong guy. I don't swing at all, not even at the park. You understand me? Not even at the park. No swinging for me. I like what I like, and that's all that I like. There's some men who marry whores. There's no man that marries a whore. There's dick and balls that'll marry a whore, but there's no man that'll marry a whore. I beg to differ. There's no man that'll marry a whore. Barry Bay says, who wants to pay rent on a jungle gym? I agree. Nobody says, but that's my point. There's somebody for everybody. Just figure out who you are and find your tribe. I get it. There is someone that'll marry a whore. He can be found in the candy aisle of your local grocery store. It's called a lollipop. That is who marries a whore. That is who marries a whore. A whore has not the mental or psychological capacity to deal with a regular, average, everyday man. She does not. She has to find her tribe. She has to find that lollipop. That's what she has to do. She has to find that lollipop. That's the only person that's going to be suitable for that whore. So, fellas, does a woman's body count matter to you? Does a woman's body count matter? Some of these ladies don't know, fellas. Let them know. If you're okay with it, they need to know that. If you're not okay with that, they need to know. JD, what do you say? JD says, no, very beige. What do you say? No, nobody says, I knew a couple, swingers. She was Afro-Panamanian. He was African-American. Happy couple. But those are special circumstances. We're not talking special circumstances. It doesn't matter what nationality they are. They're both wild and crazy. They belong together. King Harper says, yes, it matters. Are you married, King Harper? You don't have to answer that, but I just want to, Barry definitely says it matters. King Harper, are you married? I'd like to know or hear from some married guys because, you know, that separates a few of the men here. I am not. So the guys who are, you guys are taller than me. I get it. And I respect it. But, yeah. I'd like to hear from anybody here married. What do they believe? Because statistics say that a virgin has 80% an 80% chance of happiness in a marriage. 80% chance of happiness in a marriage. That's a virgin, okay? Safe to say that there's not many virgins out there, although there are a few, I'm sure. But women with 5 bodies under their belt have just a 30% chance of happiness. We're talking 5 bodies. 5 bodies drop the percentage 50%. 50%. 50%, just 5 bodies under your belt. B. Harper says, yes, I'm married. Yeah. It's a married man right there. That married man is not marrying some whore. Not gonna do it. Kelly Blue Book stats, you're absolutely right. 5 bodies mean you have a 30%. So ladies, I was about to use the word reason. I know you guys have a hard time with reason sometimes, but just try to bear with me here. A virgin has 80% chance of happiness in a marriage, and if you add 5 bodies to that woman, it drops to 30%. So the difference between 30% and 80%, when we took this to school terms, we're talking about the difference between a B and an F minus, not just a fail, an F minus. An F minus. How many women can say that they monitoring and maintaining a low body count? And if we compare that number with how many women want to be married, I'm sure we'll be dealing with disproportionate numbers. I'm sure we will be dealing with disproportionate numbers. Jay Hart broke it down a little bit further for us. That's 10% per body. But the reason these women are not caring is because, fellas, we are not being boisterous, because we're not being open. We're not being honest. Grab your dick and balls and tell this woman, I don't respect that. I don't appreciate that. I like that analogy. Barry Bay says, who wants a car that's been in 5 accidents? Who wants a car that's been in 5 accidents? Who wants it? I'm surprised it made it to 5 accidents. We're talking about a total loss here. That's what it's called in the insurance world. It's called a total loss. Noonie Nobody says, I think that's bullshit. People lie about their body count. Some men want an experienced woman. Some don't. Different strokes. Well, you have a panel of men right here. I can certainly see quarrels with that you can deal with a virgin, but let me assure you, I'd rather deal with the problems that come with a virgin than to deal with the problems that come with that woman that I explained to you guys about earlier. Any day. This woman talking to me about her degree or the money she makes. I don't give a flying fuck about your education. That's a piece of paper. It's toilet paper. It is toilet paper. Wipe your ass with it unless you can turn it into something else meaningful to a man. If what you do doesn't benefit a man, I don't give a shit. She says some successful relationships have to happen after a one-night stand. How many one-night stands do you know that end up in marriage? How many? I'm not saying it's impossible. But how often does it happen? And who plays against those odds? Sure, you can drive a car with no hands. Sure, you can drive your car with your feet. But is it recommended? I don't recommend it. I wouldn't take that ride. Personally, I wouldn't take that ride. There's that spoiled potato salad talk again. I agree. That sounded like spoiled potato salad. That sounds like, I don't know, some type of justification for bullshit. Don't do it, sweetie. Just be accountable for who and what you are. Be accountable. Be accountable. Ebony says, what about my balls? Barry Beige. What about my balls? Yes. But what about my balls home? She says, I'm just saying there's no one size fits all for relationships, but there's a general consensus. Generally speaking, probability, percentage. That's what we're talking here. If you had a chance to do it all over, would you still make the same choices you made already? Would you make those same choices? Noonie Nobody. She says, face purple, crying, face purple, crying, face purple, crying. Yeah. Would you make the same choices all over again? Would you be single after 25? Would you be single today? Would you not be married? Love to hear the answer. Love to know. I'd love to know. I'm just basing this one on the people I've met. I used to think how you think until I've heard a lot of people's stories. Well, I'll tell you what, sweetie, I doubt that you've heard as many stories as I have. And the stories that I have do not change. General principles. They don't. I've heard some wild stories. I've heard plenty of wild stories. I have. Doesn't change my perspective or my perception on life, men and women. I don't do it. Oh, she says I'm a therapist. I've heard thousands. In that case, I will stand down. I won't challenge that of a therapist, although I'm something like a therapist myself. You are the actual real deal. I won't challenge that. But even that, you see how easy that was for me as a man to say, oh, you're a therapist. Hey, I respect that. That's a profession that requires you to deal and hear all these types of stories. I have no problem. Had this been the other way around, a woman would argue you down to the bone. A woman will argue you down, knowing she's dead wrong. Knowing she's dead wrong. That woman I spoke to you about, you guys know she told me the most top of the line bullshit in the world. Trying to explain why it should be okay for me to accept her with these extra bodies, with this extra time she wasted. Do you think she came back to me and said, Blaze, honey, you were right. You were right. I command and respect you for entertaining me further. I do. You think she would have said that? She didn't. She even went on to tell me that she learned some things that would be helpful to me. Of course, I beg to differ. There's nothing that you could have learned putting another penis in your mouth that would be helpful to me. There isn't anything that you could have gotten from another man that would help me. I'm here to inform you, sweetie. If she's out there in the world somewhere today, and I'm sure she is, she's still a fairly young woman. Too young to be passed or deceased. She's out there. And if you happen to be watching today, honey, there's no need for an apology at this point. We're done here. But I certainly hope that you can see your mistakes. I certainly hope that you can see your mistakes as a person, as a woman. And fellas, we got to be careful because some women get over this expiration time. Some of these women expire, and while dealing with expiration, they try and drag you into their tornado. They try to put you in a position to think that something's wrong with you, when in actuality, there's something wrong with her. And if you fall into her trap, then she's right. Something's wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. I've heard women say that I don't need a man. I'll father a baby. I'm sorry. I'll parent a baby without a man. I don't need a man. I don't need him. Well, sweetie, let me tell you, you're an idiot. A complete, utter idiot. Blaze said so. Now, I'm not talking about the women who've had husbands and baby fathers that pass or is incarcerated and circumstances due to life put them in a position where they have to be a single parent. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about that silly broad who says, I don't need a man. That is another example of your selfishness. It's another example of your selfishness. Why would you raise that baby? Why would you go against statistics. That baby needs a pappy. Damn it, it needs a pappy. That baby needs both parents. And no one should go into raising a baby thinking that it's okay to do it alone. I saw a couple of clips online earlier today with Chrisean Rock and Blueface. I seen him online begging and pleading her to have an abortion. She threatened him with possibly aborting his baby, and his response was, please do. I'd be willing to pay $100K. $100K. I have a problem with a woman who's willing to have a baby knowing that a man has no desire to be a man to her or that child. I despise you, woman, if I could even call you that. I despise you for thinking that it's okay to have a baby by a man who doesn't want you or the baby. Now, I agree, it takes two. It takes two to tango. And it's not totally your fault that you're pregnant, but it is your fault that that baby comes into this world, because the woman has to say so, regardless to what a man has to say. A woman has the final say so if a baby enters the world or not. She does. She does. And I despise any woman who brings a baby into this world with a man who doesn't want her to have the baby. I myself has been in a situation like that. It's happened to me. It has happened. I was already a single parent. I was dealing with another woman who was a single parent. She had a daughter, I had a son. We both had terrible experiences with our respective child's other parent. We both had a shitty end of the stick. But that's what bonded us. I would help her out and provide manly things to this woman, the single woman. And in turn, she would help me out doing womanly things for the single man. That was the basis of our relationship. Of course, there was sex involved. Eventually, it led to unprotected sex. At that point, I thought I had a friend. I thought I had somebody who we were working together. I never expressed that I wanted a woman, a girlfriend, or any of the sort. Neither did she. Needless to say, after she got pregnant, somehow, she was on birth control. She knew my position when it came to kids, and I had heard her position when it came to kids, and it was not that of a person who wanted to add more kids to the pile. So at some point, she stopped taking her birth control. Unbeknownst to me, child enters the world. Or I'm sorry, pregnancy takes place. Pregnancy happens. And it happened to happen at a time that we were at odds. I was not very satisfied with her and her performance and our relating. She took that opportunity to let me know, I'm pregnant. How did that happen? It just must have happened. Shut the front door. You stopped taking your birth control. You didn't share it with me. You didn't give my opinion. You didn't ask my permission. You did what you wanted to do. You did what you wanted to do. And I despise you for that. Not for getting pregnant. This was my test question, fellas. This is what I asked this woman. I said, sweetie, honey, I heard you. You're pregnant. How do you see moving forward? This is my test question. And she says to me, I don't know. I'm going to think about it a bit. She didn't say to me, well, I don't know. This is something for the both of us to deal with. What do you think? Let's talk about this. She didn't say any of that. She said, I am going to think about it. And it was at that moment I knew I had to implement the Hail Mary. I had to implement the Hail Mary, fellas. And if you guys don't know what the Hail Mary is, I'm going to explain it to you. The Hail Mary is your last chance, your last resort. It's fourth down, it's second down, it's third down, whatever. There's 2 seconds on the clock. I don't care what down it is. You only have one play. And it's do or die, fellas. One play. It's going to determine whether you win or lose. One play. It's going to determine whether you win or lose. You got one play to run. So I had to make it my best play. I'm not proud of this, but I'm grateful. But I had an option. I had one play to run. So I blew the biggest cloud of smoke up her ass that I could possibly think of. I blew the biggest cloud of smoke up her ass that I could possibly think of. I said, listen, sweetie, I'm sorry about my earlier anger. I reached a level of festivity that I should have not reached with you as a woman. It was just that I was scared. I'm going to be honest with you. I was scared, honey, as most men get, but I'm going to be honest with you and be forthcoming. I was very scared because of my previous situation. The child that I have now was produced out of fear, and I was scared that it was going to happen again. I did not want that to happen again. I apologize for that. But I have a proposition, okay? I feel like going through with this pregnancy will be pressuring me, thus giving me vibes of my previous relationship with my son's mother. And I will not feel right as a man and or a person to be involved in such a situation again. I would not. Why don't we abort this situation? And I propose that we move in together. Let's live together. Let our kids live together. Let us live together. Let me learn you and you me. And then we can make an informed decision. If we choose to have, if you still think that I'm a cool guy, first, do you mind if we live together? I just think that that's important to me. If I do this again, I want to make sure that I'm taking the steps to, have a better and a different situation than my first. Is that okay with you? Am I being presumptuous by saying that we should live together? I could see her grinning on the inside because she obviously would have loved to live together. Something she thought about. Something she's even mentioned. So I could see her smiling on the inside. And I said, let me take care of you and make sure that you like my idea of taking care of you, sweetie. Let's just, She said, okay. I said, thank you. I'll start preparing. This will be the last month. I'm going to let my people know here that this is the last month of my lease. And then I'm going to start my new life with you. We're going to try it. And we're going to give it our all, sweetie. And we will see what will become of it. I blew that smoke long, hard, and deep up her ass. She swallowed it. After that, I quickly made an appointment for her to have this abortion. I get her down to the abortion clinic, and as soon as we get in there, as soon as the nurse comes out and get her, as soon as that door closed, I almost felt like everybody in that building can hear my tires screeching and burning rubber out of that parking lot. Fuck her. That's what I thought. She tried to push me in the bushes, force a change on my life without my consent, without my knowledge, without my concern. She didn't take me in consideration for anything. I peeled up out that parking lot like the race car that I was driving. I did. Quickly called my big brother, said, "Bro, I'm done. I'm done." My brother quietly and humbly said to me, "You stupid motherfucker. Get your ass back in that parking lot. Get your ass back in that building before she comes out and asks you for a piece of gum, before she comes out and say, 'Could you hold my purse?' Only to realize that I'm not there. Thus prompting some new moves or decision making behind my back." Listen to my big brother, and that scared the shit out of me. So I did exactly as he said. I got my ass back in that parking lot, parked my ride, and went back into that building. You understand? Went back into that building. I hung there as patiently as I needed to be. I waited till that procedure was done. I slowly carried her to the car, loading her up ever so preciously. On the way home, she told me she was hungry. I didn't give two fucks about her hungry, but I got to finish out this script. She decides she wants some Japanese food. I want some Japanese food from that place that you really like. Fucking Japanese food, what kind of bullshit is this? Whatever. Sure, okay. Japanese food, honey, no problem. I go and get the Japanese food. Leave the Japanese restaurant, heading to her apartment. And she says, "Oh, I'm really thirsty." "Oh, no problem. There's water at the house, and if not, I'll go downstairs to the gas station and purchase you anything of your choosing." She says, No. I want some Thai tea." Thai tea? I just got you Japanese food. Now you want Thai tea? This is fucking ridiculous. I said to myself, still in character. Needless to say, I stopped and purchased this Thai tea in order for her to wash down this Japanese food. I did. I tell you, I did it. I proceeded to drive to the apartment, and she asked me, "Why are you parking in the visitor section?" "Well, sweetie, I can't park in the regular area. I would be darned if I had you take any more steps than necessary. You're going to be my woman, and your health is my top priority. I'm going to park right here, and if anybody has anything to say about it, they're going to deal with me." So I walk up these stairs. I walk her to the elevator. I go up to the apartment. And I entered the apartment, and I swear that door could not have closed completely before I excused myself, telling her that I'm going to go downstairs and move my car to the regular parking now, honey. And before I can get down those stairs through that elevator, she had already been blocked and deleted. We're done here. We're done. Enjoy that Japanese food and try not to choke on this Thai tea, but we are done. And you can imagine the novel this woman wrote me in an email, because she can no longer text me. You can imagine the novel this woman wrote me. It was some very, very harsh language. Of course, I didn't give a shit.
It's 2 seconds on the clock. I pumped that ball and I dumped that fucker downfield as far as I could. In hopes that a catch was made by my team, we'd score the touchdown, thus being the victors instead of the victim. And I was successful. I was successful, fellas, at the Hail Mary. Now, mind you, I had a great deal of respect for this woman. I really, really liked this woman. I liked the dynamic of our relationship. It possibly could have grew to be something more, something deeper. It possibly could have been something extra. But the minute she pulled that gun out on me, the minute she thought that she was going to punk me into a baby, I automatically went into combat. I said to myself, may the best man win. And there's only one man here. May the best man win. I blew so much smoke up this girl's ass, you wouldn't believe it. And I thought to myself, it ain't no fun when a rabbit's got the gun. You know? Just straight bullshit. These women. Now, if somebody talked to this woman, she's going to have a completely different story. I can't believe I was pregnant for this guy and he just blah, blah, blah. Shut your pie hole. Shut your pie hole. This man had respect for you. This man was a father to that daughter of yours. This man was a man to you when you were expired. And value had been lowered. It was a man to you still. And this is the thanks I get. This is what you think you're going to do. You've already expressed to me the irritation that you've dealt with your child's father, being pressed and put in certain situations that you didn't like and or agree with. But the minute you got the opportunity to put me in that chokehold, you didn't hesitate. You didn't hesitate. Now, where's this woman, do you ask? I have no idea. Laying up with some poor schmuck. Some poor schmuck is probably laid up with this woman. I despise women who bring a baby into the world by a man who doesn't want the baby or her. It's disrespectful. To yourself, first of all. It's disrespectful to you. Then it's disrespect for the child. Child doesn't ask to be here. You have the ultimate control. You. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know, ladies. What do you guys think about that? How do you guys feel about being that sort of a person? Or being next to some, how many women are reaching out to Chrisean Rock right now, talking to her about her situation with Blueface? The fact that he offered the fact that he offered her all this money for an abortion. You can't treat him serious about a child at that moment. You can't allow a man to play like that. It's disrespectful. Ebony says, then put a rubber on it, sir. Yeah. Well, that story is over. There's a victor and there's a victim. Who do you think needs to hear that more? Me or her? It's no fun when a rabbit got the gun. You know, I do believe that, you know, that it takes two. I do. So if it was just one of those things and she was just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Then we would have figured it out together the way it should be. You know, that's the way it should be dealt with. But the moment she separated herself from me, you know, the moment she tried to play me, I had to let her know. May the best man win. And I'm heterosexual, so it's only one man going to be in a relationship involved with me, and it's me. It's me. Barry Bay says at that point, it's self-preservation. You better believe it. You had better believe it. I'm a firm believer in it's better you than me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You better believe it. So make sure you're on the same page with anybody. But that goes back to what I'm saying. Today's women give up that putty before they give up some money. They'll give up that putty before they give up some credit. Since when did money, credit, when did worldly items become more than the natural gift that you were given at birth? God delivered it. You signed for it. When did you put that? When did you start wavering? When did women start, you know, trading their natural God-given gift for money? When do you compare the two? She should allow you, here, take all of this money you want, if that's what it is. But this here putty, this is sacred. I will not give that to anybody. If a man tricks me out of some money, whatever, but a man will not trick me out my God-given gift. That's the attitude that a woman should take. Don't ask me why they don't. But if you do, I'm going to tell you it's because they are lost. Completely lost. Lost. And that's why they're out here getting played at a high rate. These women are getting played because you guys are no longer women anymore. See, it was a time where a man would hear another man say some foul things about a woman or not treating a woman right. And the majority of us would look at him and say, bro, what are you doing? Ebony is a good woman. How dare you treat her like this? What's wrong with you, bro? Get it together, man. You got a good woman. We all love a good woman. You have one. Snap into it. But nowadays, we gotta applaud each other. Nowadays, we gotta say, hey man, did you break on her? Good. Because she was gonna show break on you. You know? Nobody says, personally, I don't believe in abortions, but some people have to have them. Women should take sexual responsibility for their bodies if they don't want to kill their babies. Taking a life seriously. Yeah, I agree. If you don't believe in abortions, don't be out there freely giving up that Kit Kat. Make sure that it's very clear with and to the man that you're dealing with how you view these things. Make sure it's very clear. And furthermore, you shouldn't be having sex without marriage. That's how you respect a baby. Statistics show that a baby that comes from a marriage, two-parent households, has significantly higher chances of success. Don't disrespect yourself. Don't disrespect that child. Don't do it. But the problem is you got these women claiming, you know, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to pick on these Latin women now, although I love them. I love all women. But, you know, the Latin women always talking this religion. I'm Catholic. We don't believe in abortions. Well, Catholicism also says that you shouldn't have a baby out of wedlock. You didn't believe it then, did you? Don't believe it now. Don't pick and choose what parts of the Bible you want to adhere to. Nobody says, come on, dude, that's never going to happen. People are going to fuck raw. That is the sound or rebuttal of an irresponsible woman. That's a, you know what I mean? Don't do it. Don't do it. If you strongly believe in not having abortions, you have to strongly believe in safe sex. You can't pick one and not the other. Yes, since the beginning of time, people have been fucking. People have been fucking raw, and they dealt with it together. You can't say, I don't ever want to have an abortion, but you're letting random penises go in you raw. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I agree if you want to have unprotected sex. Feels better. Maybe it's a different level of intimacy. I get it. But just as you bend the rules for your pleasure, you have to be able to bend the rules for your discomfort. You have to be able to bend the rules for your discomfort. It's the way it works. Everybody says condoms. What are those? You come on over here. I'll show you what these condoms. I'll show you what condoms are. You better believe it, sweetie. I'm going to leave the door unlocked. You come by. I'll show you. It's happening, bitch. It's happening. Dozy voice. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, but women, people have to be, you know, be realistic. Be realistic. You know, you can't pick and choose when you want to bend the rules. You can't pick and choose when you want to bend the rules. All right? It doesn't work like that. All right, y'all. It's just part of the show, man. Y'all know we demonetized here on YouTube, man. They don't like this raw talk / real talk. So anything you guys do to help contribute to the ongoing of this show is greatly appreciated. And again, if you get anything from this show,
I take cash out, Venmo, Zelle, EBT, EBT. I take cash out, Venmo.
Yeah. Yes. That's the way it goes. Lindy Baby says, take responsibility for your sexual health. Neely Fuller said, be prepared to have that baby alone. So think about, can I afford this baby? Women. Do I want to kill a kid and act accordingly? Whoever says be prepared to have this baby alone is a damn fool. And you tell them Blaze said so. You're a damn fool. You're a goddamn fool. Who am I calling a fool? Neely Fuller. Neely Fuller, you're a goddamn fool. Be prepared to have this baby alone. Are you shitting me? I'll tell you what one of my big brothers told me. My big brother Spud told me that an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. So while she's telling you to be prepared to have the baby alone, who gives a shit? Why don't you do something better? Why don't you prepare? Why don't you practice safe sex? How about that? Why don't you prepare for sex? Make it safe. Make it safe. Don't prepare for a problem. Be on prevention mode. Be on prevention mode. All right? That's the way we got to look at these things. We got to stop pissing around. We've got to stop pissing around, making excuses. Got to stop pissing around, making excuses. All right, y'all, man. This is the first episode of our new date and our new time. Wednesdays at 3:30. This is The Script, brought to you by none other than Bad Boy Blaze. Shout out to myself. Shout out to you in the audience here. Shout out to everybody who participated today. Noon E Nobody, Ebony Brannon, Moving Minds, Barry Beige, JD, Dr. Sinister. Appreciate you guys, man. I said Moving Minds already. Flip Lids. Appreciate all of you guys for your contributions and participation in the show today. Make sure y'all come back next Wednesday at 3:30. Wednesday at 3:30. Also, if you want to hear a softer side, a cooler side, a more positive and motivational side, tune into my 5 a.m. club every Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. It's where we get together and discuss the issues that we are really concerned about. Again, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And y'all already know the deal, man. If you got anything from this show,
I take cash out. Venmo. Zelle. EBT. Ooh, EBT. I take cash out. Venmo.
See how we rock. See how we rock. I'm trying to tell them I'm fly. For real. I'm trying to tell them I'm fly. Yes. So set it down right here, Playboy. I pulled up in the 745. I didn't have to say it. My car started to tell them that I'm fly. I didn't have to say it. Black on black, Michael Knight. Night rider through the night. I'm knocking something down tonight. Crack the windows light. Let the cush out the sunroof and then my mode is set. Ain't no fucking with my mood. I'm moving through it. Hella wet. Armor all check. Check the bitches jocking. See the deal. Check for the suckers watching on my motherfucking wheel. Look at my fucking wheel. Finding like pain and hold on. You're tripping if you think I'm flipping to get your head knocked off. Deep dish, 3-piece, black face, chrome lips, black tint. See the shit, I'm fly, you can't see it. I ride through the wind like a bird, glide through the sky. People wonder why, I try to tell them cause I'm fly. I'm a night creeper up early, still when the roof is yelling. With a bad bitch on my side, getting money man. I try to tell them slim.
Back to the side, keep quiet, don't be blowing my high. I try to tell them I'm fly. Pulled up in the 745, if I'm killed and I'm ready to die. I try to tell them I'm fly. I try to tell them I'm fly.
I try to tell them, but I didn't really have to say much. Digital screen, automatic start, plus display touch. Finger reading equipment just to enter my driveway. 2 motorbikes in the quad to get where I stay. Yeah, I know that's flyer than a motherfucker. 4-wheeler Chevy sitting higher than a motherfucker. Then I switch whips, Benz ride like a motherfucker. Fresh off the plane, still higher than a motherfucker. Shit. The boy don't play round. 6 figures or better, the boy okay now. Mr. Tan and that Phantom that blaze all spaced out. Sit next to the stars and something that ain't came out. These pretty girls, they think I'm cocky cause I'm flossing. But I'm all about my business, so I fuck them in my office. I'm in my 2-seater, me and my briefcase. I'm sucker ducking you busters and 2 fly for cheapskates.
That chick on my passenger side. Why don't be blowing my high? I try to tell them I'm fly. Pulled up in the 745.
yeah, man. I try to tell them I'm fly. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell them I'm fly, man. Yeah, I love y'all, man. I definitely, like I said, appreciate y'all, man, and all the participation.
Yeah. Y'all gotta stick with me, man.
You're watching Channel 7 News, the key to what's cracking in your neck of the woods. Here's Barry Beige. Tragedy today in North Hollywood. Police secure the scene outside Calaveras restaurant as onlookers gather around. Earlier this morning, former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson was confronted by TV and radio personality Bad Boy Blaze. Witnesses say that Blaze, quote, pressed Tyson like a panini and then proceeded to fold this nigga like origami. Mr. Tyson has been rushed by airlift helicopter for emergency surgery, and Blaze has been detained for questioning. For more details, tune in to The Script, Wednesdays at 3:30. Channel 7 News, back up in that ass with weather, sports, and entertainment.